This is Film Trigger. Stevie Cade.
I don't need breast implants. I lost 90 pounds. I have my own tits.
Seth Draven.
So by that logic, George Clooney is the best live-action Batman we have ever gotten.
Ramon from Hit or Miss TV.
If Justice League 2 isn't announced in 2022, I will shave my head bald live on air.
Streaming from Studio 47. Film Trigger's Drive-By News begins now.
I got it this time.
You got it on time, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my film friends.
Hello.
That was creepy. Don't, why being so creepy, kid?
I'm bored. I'm kidding.
Damn. All right. Well, wake up. Grab a bush, move on, a little makeup, or whatever. All right. However the song goes. All right. My name is Stevie Cade. I'm your host for Film Trigger. This is a segment we like to call Drive-By News, where we take the top entertainment news stories of the past day or two, and we deliver them to you in the most basic way possible. Here's some photos, here's some information, and whatever. But the man, the myth, the legend, to my left, Seth Draven. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good.
I'm good. I'm here. He's here. You're here. Let's talk about some news. Oh, and Caleb's here as well. All right. Hey, all party people. Yes, we are party people. Like cocaine and hookers, man. I mean, wait, how old are you, son?
14.
14. Get out of here. You turn 18 next month.
Next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you turn 18, then we can get cocaine and hookers. Okay.
Oh.
Because that's how adulting works. Monte should be with us in a little bit. He's always running a little behind from work, and that's okay. We love him anyway. And Ramon, I haven't heard from Ramon. He's probably watching the Amber Heard case. If you guys want like your quality, like up to moment Amber Heard and Johnny Depp news stuff, go to Ramon's channel on Hit or Miss TV and check it. He's on it, dude. He's on it. I don't think he'll be with us today. If he does, it will be a pleasant surprise. But what can you expect? Because we don't get paid to do this. Well, not yet, but we can get paid if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Press that subscribe button, hit that like button, and just like Caleb over here, watch us, comment, and show us some love because we love you back, man. All right, I'm losing my freaking mind right now. Let me change this music. I need something to calm me down.
You know, I know we just started, but I'll be right back in like 10 seconds.
All right,
10-15 seconds.
What, 10 to 15 seconds. Okay. All right. Well, while Seth is gone doing whatever he decided to do, we're going to bring up our first topic of the day here. Now, I don't know if anybody's heard about this. Seth said he had heard about it. Oh, that was quick. All right.
Told you it wouldn't be long.
I was just saying that you had heard about this movie like for a couple of years, but I never heard about it until now. And I'm just going to bring it up because this sounds freaking insane. Elizabeth Banks to direct Cocaine Bear. Let me read this for you. Deadline reports the official release date for Cocaine Bear will be February 24th, 2023. Ooh, February date. You know how I feel about February dates.
February is not too bad. It's usually January that you have to worry about. February is not too bad.
Yeah, February's been doing better. While set in Georgia, the film is being shot in Ireland. Okay.
That sounds like the reverse of what they would usually do.
Right. This Australian flick is going to be shot in the Antarctic. Anyway, the film is being shot in Ireland and is inspired by the true story of Andrew Thornton. Thornton was a narcotics officer turned drug smuggler whose plane crashed in 1985, and a lethal amount of the plane's cargo was ingested by a black bear. Taking its liberties, the movie will follow an oddball assortment of cops, criminals, tourists, and teen covering an Appalachian forest while they encounter the coke up behemoth on a rampage that snowballs out of control. This sounds like the most beautiful thing ever. Oh my god, this sounds great. I love this. This is just wacky enough. This is like just reading this description is how I felt when I first saw the trailer of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, it just blew my mind. What did Seth? Now listen, obviously, you just tell me what your first thoughts are. Well, we'll just go with that.
You know what I genuinely think this movie has the potential to do and be is one of those surprise comedies that comes like out of nowhere that a lot of people like. The two off the top of my head in recent years specifically that I can think of, I don't know if you've ever seen either of them, but there was a movie called Game Night and there was another movie called The Nice Guys. Those were two comedies that just came out of nowhere and everybody loved them.
That's the parallel I'm making with Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that's the same parallel that I'm trying to make. Yeah, right.
But like, I think this movie could also be that. Like, it just sounds so stupid, but it sounds like it could also be a lot of fun if it's done right. So,
exactly, if it's done right, because it could be a lot of fun in a very Dumb and Dumber sort of way. It's so stupid and ridiculous, and the fact that it is based on a true story is even more stupid and ridiculous. But they say obviously taking its liberties. That's what the quote said, and basically, based on a true story is always a loose thing. Yeah, let's see. Cocaine Bear. This is a Gen Z's National Lampoon's movie. Hey, I'll take it. I don't care what generation it is, as long as it's good. But yeah, that's a very, very good example of that. But yeah, and Elizabeth Banks, she's kind of been on and off lately. Like, I think the last big thing she didn't she do the latest Charlie's Angels like installment? Didn't she direct that?
Yeah, she did. She directed, and I think she starred in it, or at least had a cameo in it.
Yeah, and it bombed. The whole movie just bombed.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
that movie did bomb. But she got mad that it bombed. But
I love it when directors get mad at the audience for not liking their movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like sometimes, it's like sometimes a director will own up and be like, you know what, maybe I could have done better, type of thing, but not her. No, she was like, you guys just suck. This movie's a masterpiece.
Who was the director of that 2016 Ghostbusters?
Paul Feig, I think is his name.
Paul Feig. Okay. This dude is still salty. Still blames the audience of why that movie wasn't successful. Does not take any blame on his behalf, though.
This reminds me of that very recent movie, House of Gucci. Did you hear about that one?
I've heard a lot about it.
I think it was Ridley Scott who was getting mad at people for not liking it, and that movie kind of falls into that category too.
When you start getting mad at people for not liking your movie, that's bad. Listen, I can understand you getting mad for people not going to see your movie. Like, right. You say, hey, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, go see this. It's a great movie, and that's what everyone's saying. Like, go see this. And its trajectory of like gaining speed and like not dipping too much. Actually, it went up like quite a percentage its second week and has stayed around pretty steady since then. But like, when people talk about your movie and they talk about how they don't like it, and then you get upset with them, you can't get upset with them about that. In my opinion, that's not something you should. I mean, you can do whatever you want. We live in America, but it's not something that you should get mad at your audience for having a subjective opinion about your movie. So,
right.
Anyway, Elizabeth, enough about what's his name, Feig. But Elizabeth Banks to direct Cocaine Bear.
Who is starring in this movie?
Oh, I don't even know if I don't know. Come on, fact checker.
I'm gonna go to IMDb or no, Wikipedia. Wikipedia is closer.
That's how you say IMDb.
Carrie Russell. Never. I don't know who that is. Ray Liotta. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah. Alden Ehrenreich, who played Han Solo in Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Well, good. You'll get a second chance then.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. Is that Ice Cube's kid?
I don't know.
I think it is.
All right. Well, Ice
yeah,
Cube.
no, it is. Yeah, that's Ice Cube.
All right. Well, we got Ice Cube Jr. and Han Solo Jr. Nice.
Okay, Alden Ehrenreich was pretty good as Han Solo. Whether you like that movie or not, he captured that character pretty well. I hope he does get to come back someday.
I don't know, man. Maybe I have to rewatch it, but like the whole time I'm just like, this isn't my Han Solo. Sorry. Oh, whatever. Is Yogi Bear in the cast list? Yeah, Yogi Bear, man. Like, hey, boo boo, what's in the picnic basket? Fuck yeah!
Is it specifically Dan Aykroyd's Yogi Bear? Because he played Yogi Bear in the Yogi Bear movie from like
I don't know. It would be more accurate though to have a coked up Yogi Bear if you're talking about Dan Aykroyd from the 80s. Anyway, I don't know if that's true or not. Please don't hold it to me. I just kind of assume. Caleb says, Christ, the reason Ghostbusters bombed is because no one wanted it. It wouldn't have mattered if it had been a good movie we wanted or the original team in some capacity. Ghostbusters Afterlife gave us that. I could
Did it?
Yeah. Oh, Seth is all salty over here because he has no nostalgia for Ghostbusters. So that's why I like having him on the team, because no one else will like him because of his opinion. So
you know what's funny is that I still grew up watching Ghostbusters, and I still have no nostalgia for it.
Yeah,
I don't. It's not like I dislike Ghostbusters or anything.
Yeah, but when we say nostalgia, son, like we're talking about like you grew up and like you were excited for the toys, you know, it was all the Happy Meals, you know, all that stuff. That's the nostalgia. Yeah, you grew up because you saw the movies because your dad force fed it to you. But yeah, no, you're right, Caleb. Like it's not the one we wanted. It wouldn't have mattered. No, listen, I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I actually don't mind the 2016 Ghostbusters. I just wish it wasn't a Ghostbusters movie. In my review for that film, and Seth's heard me. Don't roll your eyes. Listen,
Caleb's you said it last time.
Caleb's knew it. Maybe Caleb's never heard me say this, but I will always say it. That was a Scooby-Doo movie. It was wrapped in Ghostbusters flesh. That's my opinion about Ghostbusters. All right. So anyway, Cocaine Bear. That's a thing.
Yep.
All right. So there's a trailer that landed yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
Yes, yesterday.
Weird. An Al Yankovic story. Trailer talk. Okay. So I'm really excited because even backstage, Seth and I have not talked about this yet. So this is our genuine, like we've watched it, but genuine, this is our first discussion about it. Seth, you have been not to one, but to 2 Weird Al concerts. And you have a Weird Al bobblehead doll. See,
I do.
I got my Albert Einstein bobblehead doll. This describes us perfectly.
You know, I used to have a Weird Al. I used to have 2 Weird Al shirts as well, but I outgrew them because I got them in like 2014. So
well, then I also have the. I wonder if I can hold that like where it looks like it is my head. Ooh, that's close. Now I'm losing it. Okay. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Since you are a big Weird Al fan, you're 100% white and nerdy. What is your thoughts on this little teaser trailer that we got?
This movie looks stupid in the best way possible. Because I think it's on purpose. Like, come on. The line at the end where he's like, "Does anybody have an accordion?" Like, it's obviously satire. Like,
oh yeah,
they're making fun of themselves, and that is exactly what I wanted from this movie. Because I never expected this to be like a serious biopic. You know, this was always going to be a satire on other biopics.
So that's what this is. But do you think the story is going to be true? The untold true story?
No,
it's going to be a true story.
I think it'll be half true. Okay, I think there will be true events in it, but I think they're going to be really played up.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think they're going to be extremely played up, and I'm all here for it. And Daniel Radcliffe, it might be like the worst possible choice for this role, but it works. I like it. I know
he does not look like Weird Al at all. Which
he doesn't look or sound like him, even remotely.
No, not even a little. But once we realize what or if the satire is in this movie, then it might make sense.
Right.
But you're right. They are definitely taking some creative liberties. Like
Like
I don't think Weird Al's ever been that cut in his life.
this. Back a few years ago, I used to watch a bunch of Weird Al like concert videos. That never happened. I feel like I would have known if that happened.
Right.
That never happened. I want to say something.
Wait, hold on. Oh, you go. Go ahead.
No, you
I'll
go
say
first.
No. I interrupted you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There was something about this movie that actually kind of bummed me out a little bit. It's nothing big, so it's like whatever. But so both times I went to a concert, they had a trailer for a fake Weird Al biopic, like a fake one. And
oh yeah.
the person, I didn't even know this until a few months ago. The person that played Weird Al in those fake trailers was Aaron Paul, who plays Jesse on Breaking Bad.
What?
He played him in that fake trailer. And I recently found out Aaron Paul was supposed to cameo in this movie, but he had to drop out last second because he got COVID the day he was supposed to shoot his scenes.
Oh,
so he didn't get to do it, and that's kind of sad,
yeah.
But
that's cool. I'd never do that. That's good to know, man.
yeah.
So what I was gonna say was just adding on to the satire. It's gonna make fun of other biopic movies, specifically about musicians. And one thing I've noticed here is that he's taking a huge swig
Right.
from what looks to be a liquor bottle. You think they're gonna fake an addiction storyline into this?
They did in the trailer, that like the fake trailer that they played at the concert. They did that. Like they put in like a thing where he was like getting addicted to drugs and alcohol, which that never happened. So
wow,
they might put that in this movie. I don't know. Like,
all right, yeah. The more, wait, I just saw who this was.
yeah,
I just recognized that.
I recognized him earlier today when I watched it. I was gonna see if you would notice it, and if you didn't, I was gonna point it out.
Now I only watched it once last night, but I didn't notice it.
He's wearing a Pink Floyd shirt.
Good for him. He should wear a Pink Floyd shirt. All right. Well, Weird Al Yankovic has a movie that he doesn't star in.
I'm sure he'll show up at some point. He's gonna play like his manager or something like that, like
or somebody that hates Weird Al,
yeah, he's gonna play.
Wouldn't give him a chance when they first started.
Yep.
Something like that. All right. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Aaron White says, "This ain't no Bohemian Rhapsody. This looks fan freaking tastic." No, and Bohemian Rhapsody sucked.
It does. I hate that movie.
Everyone said it was such a great movie. And I'm like, okay,
it's
good for you.
Inaccurate, and it's just I don't like Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought Rami Malek was good in it. The guy that played Freddie Mercury. I thought he deserved the praise he was getting, but everything around it was just eh. And I'll throw this out there. They're trying to make Bohemian Rhapsody 2.
I don't believe it.
It was one of the members of Queen that said they were trying to get this movie made. And
wrong.
It was I looked into it. It was one of the members of the band that recently said this movie was they were trying to get this movie made. And I'm just like, do you just want a movie about yourself? Because like, what are you gonna do?
Wrong.
Sorry, I keep playing that because I think you got trolled, man. I don't think it's true.
Let me look it up real quick.
I don't think it's true. I think you got fooled. All right, but okay. With that being said,
Screen Rant, Movie Web, The Express, Digital Spy, all reporting this story. This is from August.
Bring it up. Since we're talking about it, bring it up.
Okay. Let me see if I can find the quote before I bring it up.
All right. Well, anyway, if you happen to find it, you can find it. Are you guys excited for a Weird Al? Aaron White's excited for a Weird Al movie, but the thing is, Do you think it's actually going to be an actual biopic or a satire of biopics that star Weird Al, but not really being Weird Al? I don't know. This movie, I can't figure this movie out, which is like the perfect way to feel about a Weird Al movie. So,
Yeah. I found the quote, by the way.
Okay. Well,
can I just read the quote, or do you want me to like bring up the whole screen?
No. Okay, just read it. That's fine.
It says, in a Rolling Stone interview from May 2020, Brian May discussed the possibility of a follow-up, and he quotes, "There's a million things in our career which you couldn't show in a movie, since the movie had to be so simplified to make it watchable." Was it watchable? He says. Still, he continues, "But we don't really think there's a movie there. There are other ideas that we had, but I don't think a sequel will happen." This is in May 2020, and then he's talking about how it's going to take a while to figure that out.
Yeah, that's basically saying he said it. He said he don't think there's anything there to make a movie out of.
Then why is this a discussion?
Because
it later says that they're trying to figure things out. Like
right, that right there. Every news outlet just said, okay, possible sequel. That's what that is. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Close enough.
Listen, we're Film Trigger, damn it. We bring you the most honest news in the quickest way possible, 3 days a week. So with that being said, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you are driving and listening to us on podcasts, or you want to call and cuss us out, you can do so by giving us a call live right now, 740-527-3447. But as I say, please don't be a douche. There's kids in the room. All right, moving on to our next topic here, which I don't even know what it is. Oh, Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan trailer. Let me bring that up. All right, so I haven't really... Okay, so I've been super excited for Obi-Wan. I have for a long time. I have. But when it kept going, oh, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's on, it's on, kept going back and forth, and then, oh, well, we're doing the Disney Plus, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. Like, then I kind of like lost interest. And the first teaser trailer didn't really do it for me. I'm like, oh yes, that's Obi-Wan. Oh, that's the desert. Cool. And then they played, the Duel of the Fates, music, which put everyone up in arms about the possibilities of how that could work. Then this second one landed, and I didn't watch this until right before we went live. I watched it with Seth backstage. I gotta tell you, it looked good. Like I really enjoyed the second trailer. It actually gave me a little bit of excitement to it. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm super pumped now, but like I'm a little bit more intrigued than I was before. How about you, Seth?
Maybe I'm wrong here, but does Obi-Wan know that Anakin is alive? Like, does he know that he survived that fight? Because I have no idea if he knows that. I guess we'll find out in this show.
Well, I guess the bigger not bigger question, but a question to take out of that is, does he know that Darth Vader is Anakin? Is that what you're
right?
Basically,
well,
yeah. Because obviously he's heard of Darth Vader,
right?
At this point.
Because if he has heard of Darth Vader, and let's say he doesn't know that's Anakin, when they like confront each other and he like finds out, that would be a big moment. I think that would be a big moment.
That would be a really big moment.
And even if he knows, like even if he straight up knows, yes, Darth Vader is Anakin, that's still going to be a big moment when they see each other, because that's going to be the first time he's seen him since the fight at the end of Revenge of the Sith. It's been like 10 years at this point. So I'm excited for this show. I've been excited for a while.
I feel like he will know. I just kind of like, I mean, he's a Jedi. He's got the Jedi thing, right? That's what he does. Like he senses things like this. So like, I feel like he would be able to pick that up. Aaron White says it's Weird Al. I think it will be a parody of his own life, and that would be perfect. I 100% agree, Aaron White. But with this new trailer, like, let me bring this up. Now, guys, I'm only going to do like little snippets here and there because, you know, YouTube likes to demonetize and stuff like that. But I missed what I wanted to bring up. Okay, what I did want to bring up was this right here. This shot, we have never seen anything like this before. Am I wrong in saying that?
I mean,
it looks like they're in like Tokyo.
Yeah, I think that is, yeah, it does look like that.
What are the chances of this actually being on a Earth? No, I guess in a galaxy far, far away. I don't know. This is like the most like human area that I've seen in any of the Star Wars stuff that wasn't a desert or a tree planet, you know, or an ice planet.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the building planet. the whole
building planet.
The whole planet is covered in buildings.
That's already Coruscant. You remember Coruscant at all?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that
that's the planet that is literally just a big city. The entire planet is a city. That's what.
But maybe this is part of that. I don't know.
It could be. I don't think so though. But
it looks incredible. It really does. And I hear a lot of people giving this guy shit.
Yeah,
for looking the way he looks. I wish people just shut the fuck up about stuff like that. It's not what he looks like in the comics or in the whatever. Who gives a shit?
So now what he looks like in the canon,
right? What in the canon? What do you mean?
Yeah, he doesn't look like that. It looks completely different.
Well, whatever. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay. Hey, there you go. There's little Luke with not blonde hair. That's an interesting choice.
I don't know what happened. I haven't looked into this like at all, but they had a kid that was going to play Luke, and I guess like halfway through filming, they fired him for some reason.
Poor kid. That's the opportunity of a lifetime. Oh, this part right here was awesome. Where he did. What's his name?
Owen, Uncle Owen.
When Uncle Owen fucking trolled Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, he's like, he needs training. What, like you trained his father? Bitch smacked down.
I like this dynamic though. Like he's telling Obi-Wan to leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like,
that's definitely going to be something an element we haven't seen before, but it's definitely an element that seems like it was in the original movie because, you know, why wasn't Obi-Wan around and why didn't they want to talk about him? You know, it reminds me a lot of the Amazing Spider-Man when Peter found his dad's like briefcase and like they are like on arms up in arms like hush hush about it, you know. Let's see here. Let's just kind of scroll through the rest of this trailer, see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm not gonna play any of the audio because of obvious reasons.
I hate that they pushed it. Like I know it's only 2 days, so that the fact that it was pushed back 2 days is not what bothers me. What bothers me is that it was on May 25th. And they pushed it to May 27th. I'm sure you know, May 25th, this year specifically, is the 45th anniversary of not only Star Wars, but the introduction of this character. And they pushed it back like 2 days. Like, really? Like, come on.
I wonder if it was like such a big deal, like that they did that, like it broke their hearts, but it was like out of control for them. Like we got to push this back. Like we can't push this back. No, we have to push this back, but we can't. But we have to.
My question is, why would they though? Why would they have to push it back 2 days?
I have no clue. Not a freaking clue. Knock knock. Seth, knock knock.
Who's there?
Monte.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's going on, dude?
All right. Oh, you know.
Oh,
just got home. I'm good.
Well, dude, I appreciate you joining in, man. Thank you. I'm always interested to see what new background you're in front of every time.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a good way to set it up behind me. And
yeah,
currently, right now, this seems to be the best way I can think of. I have my
it looks good,
shit.
Man.
I need to figure out a better setup here.
No, yours looks good. It looks like you're in like a bunker somewhere with like an artificial window.
Thanks.
The only problem with Seth's issue is like if he has all like these movies to his right, our left, but like he can't move his desk and like put the camera somewhere else because the desk is like planted to the wall or something.
Yeah, my desk was drilled to the wall. So
yeah, that's weird. Monty, just to catch you up, man. We are talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer 2.
Yes. All right, good. Yeah.
Did you watch that today?
I have been watching.
What are your thoughts on it, man?
Probably like 5 times today I've watched it.
Nice.
All right, so full disclosure, I have been waiting for this series. I've been waiting for an Obi-Wan Kenobi thing for a long time. There's a lot of things that we got that I feel like nobody asked for. And
Han Solo.
yeah, Solo, even Boba Fett. I love Star Wars, all right? But I don't want them to get the same treatment that a lot of people argue that Marvel has gotten.
Aaron White says, "What's up, Monty?"
What's up, buddy? I just don't want them to get the same treatment where it's like oversaturation of content.
Right.
And
I think Disney and Marvel are like at that peak right now.
Yeah, they are. They're like at that point where it's like people are starting to get a little, all right, I don't really care anymore.
Right.
And for Obi-Wan Kenobi 1, Ewan McGregor is an amazing actor. I'm happy to see it. He's excited to be in that role again. They got Hayden Christensen coming back, which I'm excited as hell to see. We get a lot. I know you haven't played the video games a lot, but there's a couple of things from the video games that we're seeing. We're seeing the Inquisitors.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Seth is your Star Wars nerd, buddy. Like
I
There's
am excited as hell to see it.
there's that one place, I don't know the name of it, but there's that one place that was only in Fallen Order. Like I think it was introduced in the Fallen Order game that's in this trailer with the Inquisitors, of course. But yeah, I noticed that too. I thought
what spot was that?
It was hold on, you missed it. I think it was there. I think that's it. Is that it, right? I think you get a better look at the inside of it later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you.
Oh,
so for you, Stevie,
that's it
right,
at night.
just a little bit.
Is that
so
it
the
right there?
Inquisitors are, and
I think
you know,
so,
I
yeah.
guess spoiler alert for anyone who I guess doesn't know, but the Inquisitors are basically Force-sensitive individuals who did not become Jedi. They were usually the guards at the Jedi Temple, and they had been basically seduced by the dark side. Now they work for the Sith and the Empire.
Yeah.
They're not exactly. They were never ever Jedi, but they're pretty fucked up. They're pretty cool though.
The Jedi Hunters.
What are the
Cool
chances
concept.
of us getting Palpatine in this?
I actually say it's likely that we'll see him.
Yeah.
If we do, I don't think it'll be more than one scene.
Yeah.
But I do think we could very well see him, and it would make perfect sense to see him, you know, because at that point he's like at his highest power.
Yeah.
So, and obviously Darth Vader is like his right hand man, so it would make perfect sense for them to be together.
Yeah.
So, and I think the actors even teased maybe he'll show up in it.
Yeah.
How are they going to handle like Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader? Do you think this is going to be like a subplot sort of storyline for Darth Vader? Like he's going to have a little bit more camera time than we think.
I hope so.
Is James Earl Jones doing the voice again? Like what's the deal here?
I'm sure James Earl Jones is doing the voice. They asked Hayden Christensen about it, and he just said no comment. So usually that means good chance we'll see
Classic
James
Hayden
Earl Jones
Christensen
back.
way.
Yeah.
You know, Andrew Garfield. I don't know. I'm making a story about tigers. We'll see.
You've broken my heart before, you bastard.
Hayden Christensen's like, no comment.
You know, people keep asking like, "Oh, are we going to see Anakin in this show, or is he only going to be in the Darth Vader suit?" They wouldn't bring back Hayden Christensen if he was only going to be in the Vader suit and voiced by James Earl Jones.
I don't know. I mean, what has Hayden Christensen been in lately? Maybe he need a paycheck, and they're like, "Listen, man, we can only really afford a bucket of chicken and a bus pass to get to the studio. Like, is that okay?"
I'm sure we will see Anakin in Clone Wars flashbacks. Maybe we'll see him without the helmet on at some point.
I kind of hope we get to see, they've been putting a lot of extra little parts in the other series. I know in The Mandalorian, they showed a couple little snippets of like the Clone Wars and stuff. And then Boba Fett, I haven't seen it just because I wasn't too interested in it, but I know that there was an Order 66 scene in there, which
was there?
There's a little one where you see it from Grogu's perspective.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually do remember that now. I
Um,
did have the displeasure of watching Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I did.
I haven't wanted to watch it because I've heard it's just content without any love. So
It's
Hey,
exactly
Seth,
what it is.
what is this? Some Vader arm that we see, or is this something else?
I think that is. I
Oh,
think
that's
that is
Vader's
what that
arm.
is.
Yeah.
That is absolutely Vader's arm. I'm just literally guessing here. I think that's the first time we're gonna see him. I think they're gonna do like a bunch of shots like that one, and then it's gonna end with like maybe Hayden Christensen's face with like the Vader mask going over it.
now
I
would
think that's how they'll
absolutely
introduce
just
him.
love to see a rematch, at least a little one. Even if they just see each other again, there's a lot of
No, there's definitely going to be a major rematch.
Yeah, we'll get a
I hope
rematch. There's
so.
no way they don't.
And listen, I know this whole continuity debacle, man. I do not get behind it. Everyone's like, no, they can't because they haven't seen each other since when
You see,
Darth Vader got all fucked up,
The
or
thing
Anakin
is-
got all fucked up.
the thing is, that can easily be just. Oh no, they did. Because there's nothing
Yeah.
stopping them from that happening.
especially since Disney, made all the other amazing content made before they took over. They're like, nah, it doesn't count. It's just Legends.
Yeah, but the thing is, though,
Fuck
is
you.
that when it comes to characters, and this is when I get annoyed, is when people say, "Oh, we want Darth Maul in the Obi-Wan show." That's what doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
That one can't be like, oh, this happened, but you didn't know it. Like that can't happen with Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Like,
What? Why? I don't understand why it can't happen.
Well, with the other series, all right. So I don't know if you've watched Clone Wars. I do heavily recommend it just because I went into watching Clone Wars thinking I don't like the animation. I don't want to watch this. I watched the original, like the little 5-minute episodes of Clone Wars
Yeah.
from like Jendy
2D.
Tartakovsky. Yeah. And I fucking love those. This had a lot of love in it. And this is, again, I think, Dave Filoni actually did a shit ton of the episodes for Clone Wars. It's made with a
that's
lot
where
of
it got
love.
to start, like with this franchise.
Yeah, like him and John Favreau basically like babied this whole thing back into being good. And they added so much context to the sequel or to the prequel trilogy that it actually made them better. I didn't think that was possible, but after watching Clone Wars and then rewatching Revenge of the Sith, it's a completely different experience and it's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I fucking love Star Wars. I'm
No,
so
no,
excited
no.
for this.
You're in good company.
In the Rebels show, though, which I haven't watched, I've seen clips from it. But in the Rebels show, Obi-Wan and Darth Maul meet again for the first time since the Phantom Menace. We see that happen.
Okay. Well, but all right. So this is the same. We've talked about this before. This is the same point that I made the last time we talked about this. That doesn't mean Darth Maul can't be in the show. That just means Darth Maul and Obi-Wan can't be in the show together, or they can't like meet up.
But
Yeah,
the thing is that doesn't make any sense. Even more is that like Darth Maul also
I feel
doesn't.
like I know what Seth's saying.
Darth
Go
Maul
ahead,
and
though.
Obi-Wan
Sorry.
also don't know that they're alive. Like Obi-Wan does not know that Darth Maul is alive, and Darth Maul does not know that Obi-Wan is alive.
Yeah, Darth Maul
So-
assumes that Obi-Wan died during Order 66. Like,
Yeah. So
in the Clone Wars, he actually got like a premonition of what was going to happen, and he actually tried to approach Anakin to stop it, which is such a great storyline. And,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not impossible to have them not interact or even know about each other. And again, the same example that I used last time is the Fifth Element. Gary Oldman's character Zori had no communication, no thought or existence about Dallas, played by Bruce Willis. They didn't interact at all in that movie. There's only
shit. Yeah, you're right.
there's only one scene that they're actually in a scene together, and that's because they're running past each other. But besides that, they don't talk to each other. They don't have any dialogue with each other. They have no interaction whatsoever.
I'm like, fuck, dude, you just blew my mind. I'd never even thought about that. I love that movie too.
It's a great movie.
Yeah,
I mean, where is it? I'll show you the next time you're here, man. I got I got a Fifth Element knife in my studio.
But I'm just saying, I really don't think it would make sense for Maul to show up. Vader, sure, why not? The thing that concerns me about Vader, though, I am worried because Disney at least seems to have a track record of doing these in like the Marvel shows. I'm worried that instead of focusing on like a deep story with Obi-Wan, they'll be like, "Oh, look at this cool Vader shot. Look at Vader doing this cool thing."
And it's
Obi-Wan
supposed to
who?
mean a lot more. Like,
Right.
just, let's just say, right, that without looking at Legends, without looking at any other context here, Palpatine does not want Vader to face Obi-Wan again, because the last time he did, he almost fucking died.
I'm just guessing here. When they fight again, I really think Vader's gonna win. There's no way Vader does not win at this point. Like,
yeah, and that would make sense of why Obi-Wan was almost like just not even like hidden away, but almost like cowardly hiding. Like, and
have you guys seen what is it? The scene? Oh god, scene 14 or scene? I forget what the hell. It's the scene from A New Hope where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight, but remastered, redone, right?
oh, I have seen that. Yeah,
It is so good and well made. I do
It is like a
truly
fan
actually
thing,
like
isn't
it. Yeah. And,
yeah, that one's pretty good.
yeah.
I think we'll get something like that. Like, obviously, Obi-Wan's not going to be like some old man, but
old as
like,
fuck. Alec Guinness and everything.
Quick question for you guys: do you think that this where do you think they're going to go with this from here? Like, okay, we get the Obi-Wan. I think cinematically, I think they're done with the Skywalker storyline when it comes to the movies.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if this leads into a Darth Vader series or possibly even a Darth Vader movie of like what the fuck this guy was doing to make him the most feared person in the galaxy, because we never actually saw that. We were just told that,
You got to see like some snippets of it. That part from Rogue One that everyone knows about is just fucking like
right. Yeah, we've gotten that. We've gotten like when he blows up that planet. What's the one planet? What's it called?
Alderaan?
Jeddah.
The one Princess Leia used to live on.
Alderaan.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Alderaan. Yeah,
Alderaan. You
He
know, like we've
reduced
seen.
unemployment in Alderaan to 0 overnight.
Yeah, but
Empire,
also
2024.
it destroyed the habitat. How many people were living there?
No, fake news.
Well, anyway, my point is like there's a lot to be built up with Darth Vader, and that they could and I think should do, and I think it'd be, if you want to do that right now, like literally is like the last Hail Mary pass. I believe.
Yeah.
Listen, James Earl Jones isn't going to be around.
Yeah, and I mean Hayden Christensen's not getting any younger either.
Well, but even more so,
James Earl Jones.
James
How
Earl
old is-
Jones, like he's like what 2,000 years old. Like, he's not going to be around for too much
2,000
longer.
years old. Yeah, James Earl Jones is basically an elder god. I'm calling it now.
He's a lot older than I thought he was.
Yeah,
I was
he's been
thinking
60 for like 70 years.
I was thinking he was like maybe early 80s. He's
No.
90. He's 91.
Yeah, 91. Yeah, so like in Betty White years, he's only got like 8 years left. So
in dog years, he's been dead for like 80 years. So
thank you, Monte. It's very insightful. I
you're
appreciate
welcome. I will use anything but the metric system.
it. All right, moving on, guys. There you go. Obi-Wan trailer 2 has just landed just a few weeks before this show comes out. Let us know in the comments below. Are you excited about this? Are you not excited? Do you think they're going to shit the bed, or do you just not even care anymore either about Star Wars or the Skywalker saga? Let us know in the comments below, or give us a call at 740-527-3447. Don't be a douche if you call. Thank you. All right. Our next order of business is just nothing major. There's just a little bit of a movie update. Monte, are you a friend? Jesus fuck. Are you a friend of Sam Raimi? Are you a friend?
You bet.
Oh, Sammy. Yeah, he comes over all the time.
Oh, Sammy,
friend.
yeah.
Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about the reboot?
I think that the reboot was I think it was different, but it was kind of what I feel like Sam Raimi wanted to do.
Yeah.
but didn't have the budget or the special effects for.
Well,
Genuinely, I love them both.
So do I.
And
Yeah.
that's not very common, especially with remakes, especially for a remake of a cult classic horror movie.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Well, what do you think about a remake or
With
reboot?
with Sam Raimi,
Yeah,
Bruce Campbell, or I Riot.
Bruce Campbell's not going to be in this. Evil Dead
That's it.
Rise movie update.
Just on the spot.
Well, yeah, but
That's
people said that about 2013 reboot,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now
that's
it's like
true.
to me that's like the quintessential that's how you reboot a movie. That's
Honestly,
how you
I'll just fanboy over Bruce Campbell any chance I can.
do it. Well, Bruce Campbell was in that movie.
Yeah. I'm just saying though, like, if I could, I would invite him now.
Well, Evil Dead Rise movie update. Evil Dead Rise is going to be I don't know if it's going to be a continuation or just somehow it's going to revitalize the franchise. And Sam Raimi himself was talking to Slash Film, and he said, "I've seen a rough cut of Evil Dead Rise, a medium fine cut, a fine cut. There's probably a few changes that Lee Cronin is making that I haven't seen, but it's great. It's terrifying, and it's going to knock people's socks off."
All right.
yeah, I pretty much take that with a grain of salt because it's his
Fair
baby, and he's not going to be like, no, nobody wants to see this piece of shit.
I think if that was the case, he would say something like that because he isn't making this movie.
Yeah.
You know,
No, but it's his legacy.
right?
He's still a producer on it. He's still his name's still attached to it.
The first thing that comes to my mind when you bring up something like somebody's legacy being redone in a way is I think of the Mortal Kombat movie, the most recent one, and the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon, talking about it before it came out because he was involved with it vaguely. And and there were interviewers because at this point nobody had any information on the movie, so people were asking him like, what do you think, you know, have you seen any cuts? And he was like, yeah, I've seen some cuts. And then that was it. That's all he'd say. And everybody was like, Ed Boon not saying at least something like, oh yeah, it's fun, or oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Boon.
Yeah, it's like everything's going good. Like not
I
even
don't know
saying something
why.
like that was very concerning.
I picture Ed Boon talking in third person everywhere he goes for some reason. I don't know why. Just after watching, I rewatched Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and oh my god, are those movies just fucking gold? Comedic gold. All right. You must go on a spirit quest, Liu Kang. The next quest, lust.
God, that new movie was such a disappointment. It was an excellent movie for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, luckily they had I forgot the actor's name who played Kano, but luckily they had him.
He carried that movie on his back.
That whole movie. Like, how do you make some of the most interesting characters boring as fuck?
Again.
How did you do that? They even had great actors playing fucking Scorpion and Sub-Zero. They had great actors.
Yeah.
Gave them fucking 2 lines each.
Yeah, and Scorpion all of a sudden learns English out of nowhere. He just
what the
speaks
fuck is
English.
that?
I'm pretty sure the only English
Get over
line,
here.
The only English line he speaks that entire movie is "Get over here."
Yeah, I'm
which makes
contractually
no sense.
obligated to say that line in English. Yeah.
And the way he delivers it is just weird.
Hey, get over here, silly.
Get over here, you big silly goose.
But you big brute.
I'm gonna
About
stab you and stuff.
about Evil Dead,
With my chain knife.
I like this franchise, kind of. Like, I enjoyed what I watched of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I like the Evil Dead reboot or remake or whatever. I went back and watched Evil Dead 2 the other day. I think that franchise might just be a little outdated for me.
I do love Army of the Dead, and I know it's not everyone's favorite, but for some reason, it really is my favorite.
You mean Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have not watched Army of Darkness yet. I think I might watch that tonight. I'm just trying to get ready for Doctor Strange, but like,
dude, I love Army of Darkness. The director's cut and the normal cut are both just fucking golden.
Seth, I'm with you, man. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm not the hugest fan of Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. Now, what got me into the Evil Dead franchise was the 2013 reboot. And when I watched that, still to this day, I consider that one of the bloodiest, best slasher movies I've ever seen. And I love the concept. I love the story being told. It just goes back and forth. You feel for the one guy, he keeps getting killed over and over, or not killed, but like hurt over and over again. You know who I'm talking
it's
about.
Worse in the extended cut too.
So much worse. Yeah. But then when Ash versus Evil Dead showed up on Showtime, and I started showing up on Netflix rather, that's when I was like, wait, I gotta check this stuff out. And I went and watched some of the older ones. And like, dude, like. That's the Ash I love. Ash versus Evil Dead. And I was so God blessed disappointed when I found out. Okay, so at the end of the 2013 reboot of Evil Dead, you go through all the credits and everything. Bruce Campbell shows up, and he shows up at the very end credit, and he's like, he just looks at the camera and just groovy, you know. And the sequel to that movie was him and Mia from that Evil Dead. We're gonna match up in like a multi-dimensional multiverse sort of thing, and it was gonna like come to fruition. And they were what that movie was supposed to be was what that Ash versus Evil Dead became.
Yeah,
you know, and she would, man, what a missed opportunity that was. But the 2013 reboot, for me, that's the one I would love to see continued. And as excited as I am to see Evil Dead Rise, it's almost I feel like it's going to be like the Batman for me, where I know if it's good, then it's going to be good, but I'm going to be over here wishing I was watching a Ben Affleck Batman movie. You know what I mean? I'm going to be wishing I was watching a Jane Levy Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Instead, you know, like that's that. I feel like that's where I'm going to land. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it will come out and be like, dude, fuck that 2013 reboot. This is it. I don't know.
I think the old Evil Dead movies are a little outdated for my taste. They're not bad though, or at least I only watched Evil Dead 2. It's not like a bad movie. I didn't dislike it. It's just I don't know, certain aspects about it. I will say this.
That's outdated. Watch the first one.
Oh yeah, dude. The first one's wild, man.
There
was clay animation at its best.
Oh, the second one had quite a bit of clay animation.
Oh, the first one's even worse.
There were some moments though. There were some moments in Evil Dead 2 though that actually made me laugh out loud. Like just little things. Like there's that one part where like the lamp starts like laughing, and then like the deer head starts laughing. The clock starts laughing, and I'm just like, what am I watching right now?
Yeah, and then Ash just starts laughing too.
Yeah,
like,
they both just start laughing, and then it all just stops. Yeah. And there's this other part where there's like a hole in the wall, and there's like a little bit of blood dripping through, and Ash is just like trying to look at this. Is that blood? And then blood just like a mountain of blood just like pushes it back like a fire hose. And I thought that was kind of funny.
It's like that scene in UHF. What's he
exactly?
Drink from the fire hose.
It's exactly like that. It starts off with like the smallest bit, and he like looks closer, and then he just flies across the room. That one actually made me laugh.
Army of Darkness takes that comedic / horror thing and fucking just sets it to 10. It's like, dude, fuck it now, man. Just make it hilarious.
I feel like Ash versus Evil Dead was pretty much Army of Darkness continuation. You know, like that's the realm. You know,
You know, the rights to Evil Dead is so complicated. There's like 3 different companies that own the rights to this franchise.
Yeah, it's wild.
And it complicated, bringing things full circle back to Mortal Kombat. Ash was supposed to be in the most recent game.
Yeah.
But because of rights and stuff, they couldn't do it. Because there's one company that owns Army of Darkness. Then there's a different company that owns Ash from Evil Dead, but not Evil Dead. Or, I mean, they own Ash from Evil Dead 2, but not Evil Dead 2. And then there's like another company that owns Ash versus Evil Dead. And then like there's it's super complicated for no reason. Like,
well, it's not for no reason. What it is like when you're an early filmmaker and you're not given very much money to get this movie, you go around to different producers and you're like, okay, well, I'll sell you a slice of this. You can have 10% of the rights, and then once you whore out your movie, I mean, Marvel's still trying to bounce back from doing the same thing when they sold all their comic book properties to different movie studios. It was the same concept. Just Sam Raimi. So, all right, well, there you go. Evil Dead Rise movie update. I'm meh about it, mostly because I wish Jane Levy was coming back. I really want to see Mia continue.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
as much as they say it, I still think Bruce Campbell's going to show up in this movie. I don't think he's going to have a starring role or anything, but I think he will show up at some point.
Yeah.
Like,
you see,
especially with Sam Raimi being involved. Like,
oh yeah,
the way I look at Bruce Campbell and Ash is the way I look at Mark Hamill and the Joker. It doesn't matter how many times you say you're done. All Sam Raimi needs to do is call Bruce Campbell, be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" Bruce, he's not going to say no. Like, of course he's. I would doubt it. They started each other's careers. Like, Bruce Campbell would absolutely say yes to that, especially if it was just for a short cameo.
I started your career and I'm going to end it. I'm not coming back.
hail to the chin, baby. I got to meet Bruce Campbell once while we're still on this.
Oh, no shit.
And I just want to say how fucking cool he was in real life, and that I wish I never washed his hand.
You know what I wish I knew back in 2014.
How big Bitcoin is going to be.
We went to
Seth
Comic
and
Con.
his investment conscious mind. Yeah.
We went to Comic Con in 2014. Do you remember that?
No, it was the first time I saw my idol in front of me, and I had a press pass. No, I don't remember it.
I only found out recently that Bruce Campbell was there, and like then I didn't know who he was. Of course, I made myself mad because I went and looked at all the guests that were there, and there were a lot of people there. Like, obviously, Robert Englund was there, Bruce Campbell was there, Giancarlo was there. He plays the villain in Breaking Bad. He was there. John Bernthal, who plays the Punisher in Daredevil, was there.
Oh, yeah.
There was like a lot of people there that I just did not know were there.
He came to my old Marine base and just I don't even know what the hell for. He just showed up. And
So, hey, got any MREs? Groovy.
we're like, Bruce Campbell. And he's like, yep, come on down. Where's the pitches at?
I never get sick of that. Oh, man. Aaron White says, "Is it too late to ask for a Briscoe County Junior movie?" The hell's a
What?
Briscoe County Junior movie?
We're like, no. It's never too late.
What is a Briscoe County?
I'm
Aaron, I'm
confused.
sorry. Like, is it? Are we 3-on-3 in this one? We don't understand what a Briscoe County Junior movie.
Yep,
It has to be. It has to be like a Bruce Campbell
if it's a
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell movie and I
Thing.
haven't seen it, I'm gonna
or a
log
quote
off
or
right
something.
now.
I don't know. Aaron, you got to explain that one. We're 0-3 for that one. All right, let's move forward here a little bit, guys. So Black Panther's coming out. Not too long. Like it's this year, isn't it?
It is this year, yeah, November.
November. Okay, that's what I was thinking. We haven't seen anything. We haven't heard anything besides like little hiccups, COVID, whatever, through production. The only little bit of update we got here is how do you say her name, Seth? Is it Danny Goreria?
Can you pull it up?
Oh, sorry.
I have no idea. I thought that would help, but it didn't. It made it worse.
Well, she's the one, she plays in The Walking Dead, right? That's the same.
Yeah, I know who she
same
is.
chick. Okay.
Yeah, she's Michonne.
Yeah, she says she gives a little update on the movie. She goes, "It tells a very heart-wrenching story, and that is all I can say. We hope that it resonates with everybody the way that it does for us. It's all about Chadwick, and for all of us, it's all an outpouring to love and honor him, which I mean, obviously, it should be.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about how they're going to hand this over, how they're going to change the reins. Is this going to be like a quick, like one edit thing at the beginning, and then I don't know, like, or did they have the script for Black Panther 2 and they had to completely rewrote it and make it centric around losing Black Panther, even though he just came to rise. Like it's such a very complex situation. What do you think they're going to do about Black Panther and this and like how they're going to handle Boswick's death and all that, or Boswick, Chadwick. I don't know why I said Boswick.
How are they going to handle Bosley's death?
Yeah, the character that's not in the fucking movie. How are they going to handle Chadwick's death?
I'll say this real quick before I really dive into that. I remember.
Hold on, here you go. Sorry, Seth. I didn't mean to interrupt. Breaking news. Aaron White says, "I'm showing my age. It's a Bruce Campbell show from the '90s that was on Fox, but only lasted one season."
Oh,
all right.
He is showing his age because, like, I grew up in the '90s too, but I was still too young to remember that. No, I no, Aaron, I've never even heard of that at all. It was past my radar, and I remember almost everything from the 90s. So, sorry, Seth. Please continue.
I remember back in December 2020, which was after Chadwick Boseman died, there was a day where Disney was doing an investor day, and where they just announced a ton of stuff about everything. You know, Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, and they saved Marvel for last. And I was watching it as it was going, and they did a lot of shocking announcements that day, including the Fantastic Four movie. But you know what I genuinely thought was more shocking than anything else revealed that day was the fact that they were still doing Black Panther 2. Because I thought for sure that they were just going to cancel that movie. Because I was like, how do you do it? You know, like, especially so soon. Maybe, like, I don't know. I was thinking maybe they would have somebody else take up the mantle in another movie, and then they would do Black Panther 2. But then they were like, no, we're not going to recast Chadwick Boseman, but we are doing Black Panther 2, and it's coming out in less than 2 years. And it was like, what? Like, they're still doing this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, then. All right. And
it's probably not too difficult to, like, use the same storyline. You're just going to have to weave in creatively a subplot to make this make sense, and maybe retie in the integrity of the antagonist. You know, maybe the antagonist now is, you know, the result of why that Black Panther is gone, and even adds more, like, fire, you know, for the protagonist of the movie to, you know, to rectify the situation.
I don't know really what I can say much about this movie. I think it's going to be good, though. Like,
I hope so.
I hope it's good, honestly.
I think this movie is going to surprise people for... Yeah, I think this movie is going to surprise people. I'm not sure exactly what to expect, but I don't know. I trust the producers and Ryan Coogler with this movie.
I hope that it's good, and I hope it doesn't you know, obviously disrespect the actor, but
yeah, I have no reason to think it would do that.
Yeah.
I do hope, though, that it's at least a little different. My only problem with Black Panther, the first one, is that it was like watching Ant-Man and Iron Man again, where it's the same plot. It's, oh, this guy's going to steal my suit technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't let that happen. And then there's a big CGI fight, and then it's over.
Did Black Panther have a big CGI fight?
Oh, yeah. There was a big CGI fight at the end.
I don't remember. I was asleep.
You were asleep.
It's one of the few movies I've ever fallen asleep to.
And it kind of sucked too, because like the antagonist from that movie he was pretty damn good. Michael B. Jordan fucking was badass as Killmonger, and he weirdly made a lot of really good points. It almost made me question like how good Wakanda actually was.
Right.
I was like, oh fuck, man, this guy's got a couple of good ones.
Those are the best villains, you know. I mean, when somebody that you could honestly stand behind, you know, like everyone could agree that like Thanos had a fucking point. You know, like what he's saying makes sense. Those are definitely the best villains. Well,
that's all I'll say. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I mean, we all hope it's good. I'm sure it'll be done well, but I just wanted to give that little update for you guys. Another very interesting thing, Benedict Wong, who I didn't know his first name was Benedict. At least I didn't remember. I think I was told this a long time ago, but I didn't realize his name was Benedict also, because he co-stars with Benedict Cumberbatch.
And the character he plays is named Wong.
It's Wong, yeah. Okay. I don't know how much is done on purpose, but did Benedict Wong claps back at internet trolls. And so there's this new movie. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Never heard of it. Is it like an indie movie?
Yeah. It's a low budget. It's Sam Raimi going back to his horror roots.
Oh, I see. So it's got like a $300,000 budget or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Very small.
But there's a character in that movie who is part of the LGBTQ plus community. I hope I got those letters right. I always mix them up. And people, they're getting a lot of hate from people, especially probably more specifically on Twitter, because that's what Twitter is. It's a fucking cesspool of negativity. Which, by the way, you can find Film Trigger on Twitter, just hashtag or
Go ahead,
at our
please.
name. Yeah,
Spread that negativity all over us.
just like a negative bukkake. All right.
Oh yeah.
God damn. All right. So let me just read this for you guys. So Benedict Wong claps back at internet trolls. He says, "There's a real level of shame for those trolls that are cowards, not to actually put their face out there. And they say, and they should feel a deep shame of what they're doing." Wong added, let's all just play nice. Let's all just enjoy what we are representing. It's sad the fans in that country won't get to see this, but all we are doing is radiating representation, voicing the voiceless, and that's all we can do. Represent people so they can be seen. Okay, so this and Benedict, this was brought to us by Variety. What he's talking about when he says sad fans in that country won't get to see this. What country is that, Seth? Is it
Saudi Arabia or China?
Yeah,
I mean,
Saudi
both of
Arabia.
them-
Saudi
both of
Arabia?
them
Okay.
Saudi Arabia.
Don't let
Yeah.
LGBT content in their countries. So
Dude,
You know what the craziest part about that is?
Hmm.
The scene that they're banning this over is 12 seconds. But Disney refused to cut it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good on Disney. Usually they go for it and cut it, but
well, I'm a little surprised at Disney because like usually
I am too.
Usually
Yeah,
they
usually cut it.
They don't
They-
give a shit. They're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, give us money. And
Yeah, they
they'll just
cut it.
do it. They do it for every other movie they've ever done.
They
They'll
cut it from
any
Eternals,
content
too.
that they want. Yeah.
They cut it from Eternals. I think
I think now they're doing it just because of all the stuff going on in Florida and people are calling them hypocrites and they're just like, shit, okay, we gotta.
maybe. What are your thoughts, Seth?
I don't know. I think it's dumb that it's being banned for it. Like, good on him for clapping back though, because
Yeah.
the girl that plays this character in the movie, her name is America Chavez in the movie. Her name in the actress's name is Xochitl Gomez. She's doing like posts on Instagram and about the movie, and the comments are filled with people from Saudi Arabia just hating on her
Fuck.
and like telling her to like burn and stuff. Like it's getting gnarly in the comments, and she's 15 years old. Like she's not like an
Well,
adult.
I mean, they're a pretty accepting country, so
Yeah.
that
But,
place is like never known for anything controversial or violent.
No, not one little bit. Not at all.
But yeah, the comments are getting really nasty. So I'm glad that he stepped up and said something about it. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that Disney's not cutting it, because
Yeah.
that
Would literally just be giving in to a terrorist type of that sort of mentality, just giving in to the bad guy, waving the white flag. I can understand cutting out like a small sequence of something, like a line of dialogue that's not really doesn't really hold much water to the movie. Like, all right, you know what, it does show some homosexuality or gives a hint of a character who's not straight, but it really doesn't play into the movie at all, so we could actually cut that. I could see them cutting something like that out, but if it's 12 seconds, it might be 12 seconds of something showing just how important that lifestyle is to that character. We won't understand that character fully.
Is it banning like the entire movie or just that whole scene?
the movie is being banned
Holy shit,
like
no,
entirely.
Because they won't cut that scene out, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying right now. Like I'm that scene obviously is an impactful scene, because I could understand them deciding not to cut that out and saying, well, it's actually a pivotal part of this character development. That's why we're leaving it in. We're leaving it in. It's important. But as I said before, like you said, Monte, like in the past, Disney has taken, things like that out. But I think mostly because it probably didn't have much to do with the subject matter of the movie. It was like a line of dialogue, like, oh yeah, my mom's or my dad's, and then that was just cut out.
They just dub over mom and dad.
Yeah, but right, or whatever. But yeah, good on Disney and good on Benedict Wong. I appreciate him speaking up on behalf. Dude, do you think we'll ever live in a world where this is not an issue?
I think we're getting there. No,
Absolutely
No,
not.
I
I
think-
have no faith in humanity whatsoever.
okay. I think we'll. What is happening?
Whoa. What was that?
I don't know what happened. Why did we switch around?
I don't know.
And why are we zoomed in? Like you guys cut out for a second. Like the audio cut out completely. And
Yeah.
my screen went black. And then
It's probably Disney or Saudi Arabia getting pissed off.
Right. That's
We
probably what
didn't put them in the credits. That's it.
they're like. That's it. We're gonna switch these two guys at the top.
Demonetize.
Take that.
what if we stayed like this the whole time though?
I feel like we're
what?
in a.
What are you
Brady
talking
Bunch
about, Seth?
opening.
We're all zoomed in.
I'm not.
Can you
zoomed
not
in.
see that?
No.
Can you not see us zoomed in?
No.
Do you see our heads all next to each
Yeah,
other like we're in
yeah.
a Monty Python suit?
You know how sometimes you'll accidentally misclick and our stream will be like just all of us just right next to each other, like crammed in.
We're playing
That's
split
what
screen, but no
That's
way.
what mine looks like.
I'm watching us live.
I am too.
So like I'm watching like us on YouTube.
I'm gonna see what it looks like. Does it just look normal? Oh yeah, no, we're all zoomed in.
No, what? Now we are. Now that you clicked in, that's
no.
weird.
It's been like that for me since it happened.
Oh, hold on.
Well.
Let me see something here.
Oh, there we go.
Is
There
that
we go.
better?
Yeah, we're back to normal now. I mean,
Okay, so it did that on everyone else's screen except mine.
yeah,
That's wild.
That's weird. Okay, well, apologize about that, guys. It's what happens when you speak the truth. When the man what's coming down and tries to destroy your station. But you know what? Fuck you guys. We won out. American rules. Yeah. God, this is where we need Ramon because he's the biggest supporter of America of all of us.
because he doesn't get it. He doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like how we make tea. We throw it in a harbor, and they don't like that. Every year on 4th of July, I send Parliament a picture of tea in my bathtub and just saying, suck it, nerds. Every year. They blocked me, and I just make a new account and do it again. I'll just send them that part from The Patriot with Mel Gibson killing redcoats. Be like, hey, sorry, happy second place, Revolutionary War.
All right. We're gonna move forward here. Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. First reviews are out. Let me see here. Let me bring up some Rotten Tomatoes here. All right, there we go. Actually, yeah, that's fine. So Rotten Tomatoes right now it's holding steady at a 79% with 170 reviews. That keeps going flip-flopping between 79 and 80%. Let me see if I can move forward here. Which is a little bit lower than I thought. I guess a part of me was really hoping this was going to be like another No Way Home, which it very easily could be.
Yeah,
But some of the here's some of the comments people are leaving. Some of the critics are leaving on Rotten Tomatoes. It says the strangest Marvel movie yet. That's from CNET. It's refreshingly cornball in a way that Marvel rarely is. But they should have added Sam Raimi is typically that way. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is unlike any Marvel movie you have ever seen. Definitely the most intense and scariest. And that's one thing I've heard a lot. I've heard that a lot, that Sam Raimi definitely delivers with making an MCU horror movie. So he definitely delivered with that.
I've seen people say that this movie is a Sam Raimi movie. And and there a lot of people are clarifying, and like when we say that, we're not talking about Spider-Man Sam Raimi. We're talking about Evil Dead Sam Raimi. Like this is Sam Raimi going back to his roots in terms of how this is made and how scary it is.
Yeah.
And like I've seen some reviews of people saying like, oh yeah, I always bring the family to Marvel films, not this one. And they're talking about like, I'm not going to let my kids watch this one.
Right. Okay. But hold on. But this is also like from the same people that have grown up with, Marvel movies being like, oh, fun, friendly, kid friendly, whatever. Ooh, Endgame, hide your eyes, kids. Like these are the same people that are doing that, which is actually great. It's great that people are saying like, oh, it's a great movie, but I won't take my kids to it. But back in the 90s and earlier, you do a movie like this, you have an entire fucking talk show dedicated to bashing that movie. What movie am I talking about specifically that dealt with this?
Is it
Batman Returns. Batman Returns, man. It got slammed. An entire TV station dedicated an hour of show to how that movie was detrimental to kids' entertainment. And like there was nothing more. That show was nothing but grooming. It was grooming children. And like when kids were talking on that news segment, you could tell they were just regurgitating what their parents told them. The movie was very scary. It wasn't for me. It had a lot of dark content. I had to see it twice just to make sure it was as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
the
an actual
same thing
quote, yeah.
as like those people on Twitter who are like, my child today approached me and said something that they didn't fucking say at all.
Right. So
whatever gets your tweets, right? Little
hey,
shit.
if those types of complaints are being subdued to like, the Multiverse Madness, well, maybe I won't take the kids to that one. That's okay. I'll take that. Another one of the reviews here says, lacking the humanity, the heart and soul of Marvel that works so well when balanced with humor and spectacle, but it's much better than the shallow fan service of Spider-Man No Way Home. Ouch. That's a damn. Who the hell? Rodrigo Perez from the playlist. What a dick. Like he's like, I'm just gonna say whatever I can to insult this movie and another one that everyone likes. All right. The best MCU multiverse movie remains Spider-Man No Way Home. Thank you. That tells us nothing about this one.
I'll wait until I see the Onions review.
Right. The most action, extravagant, messy, so over the top, crazy that it ceases to be amazing is business as usual in the Marvel world. Okay, well, so obviously there's some haters out there, but the haters that I'm reading, like what I'm reading here, does not sound like hating for like the right reason to hate. It sounds like this will get us clicks on our news outlet. That's why we're gonna hate this movie.
That's what it kind of sounds like too.
But I don't know. Okay, so Seth, you see this movie tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened. So like I figured the movie was going to be sold out completely, and I was like, and time just kept going by, and I'm like, I've messed the time to get a ticket. Maybe I can go see it like early at 11 a.m. on Sunday or something.
Yeah.
I just happened to check out tickets for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness last night, and there was one golden seat at my theater tomorrow, and it's right in the fucking middle, exactly where I would buy a seat at normally. And it was just really, it was just one seat, and I'm like, oh
it's
man, fuck you guys and your buffer zone you thought you had. Like I am taking that buffer zone from that person to that person. I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna eat my popcorn loud, I'm gonna laugh and say, oh no, he didn't. No, I'm not gonna be that guy. But yeah, I'm excited now. I get to go see the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, and some people might dislike me for this, but when I go to a movie by myself, I buy the ticket to the left and to the right of me because I'm that guy. And then I'll sit there, look you in the eyes, and when you ask me, "Hey, is anyone sitting here?" I'll look you in the eye and say, "No," and then stare right back at the screen with a cold stare until the movie
everyone
ends.
Boo this man.
No, I'm gonna applaud. No.
Should we not boo him?
No, applaud him.
We should give him a cheers.
Me,
yeah,
this
cheers.
is my time to watch a movie. None of you bastards are gonna take this from me.
Let the whole
I've
thing
been trying
play
to
too.
see a movie with you, dude, forever, and that's how it feels. Though it's so rare now to me to go see a movie, and with COVID and everything else, the last movie I got to see in theaters was Joker, and I did that exact
was a while
same.
ago.
Yeah, that's the last movie I got to see in theaters. I've been waiting ever since. And before that, it was 1917, which I did the same things for. And that one, I'm kind of happy that nobody was sitting next to me because there was a couple parts that I laughed at that I don't think other people would enjoy unless they were in the military.
Monty, I love your demented sense of humor. Aaron White says, on a plus side, The Black Phone by Scott Derrickson, director of Doctor Strange 1, is at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 14 reviews so far. Black Phone looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen a trailer for that, Monty?
No, I've seen poster art for it, and a couple recommendations from some movie channel review things that I follow, but that's it.
Yeah, good. Check it out. It's got, I think, 1 or 2 trailers out. It's got Ethan Hawke. It's a horror movie, and it's just horror movies are becoming so boring.
Streamlined.
To me. They're all set. Like, listen, I love James Wan, but like The Conjuring and like all these movies that he was involved with all kind of feel one note to me. They don't really do me justice. But Black Phone looks really good. But like Malignant looks so different, you know.
Did you watch it?
What, Malignant?
Yeah,
I loved it.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah, I loved it. I don't remember if I did a review for it or not. I can't remember, but Black Phone does look really, really good. It's and Ethan Hawke just is doing very good at becoming a very villainous type of person in his elder age. He's doing a great job. Thank you, Aaron White, for bringing that up.
Man, thanks.
And it's some good knowledge. I didn't know Scott Dickerson was the one who did Doctor Strange 1. I didn't know that. So, I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange, the first one. So
I like that we're getting horror directors to do more comic book movies because they always seem to be pretty decent. Like Scott Derrickson did Doctor Strange 1, and I know you just said you don't like it, but I actually really like that movie.
I don't mind it. It's just not my favorite.
James Wan doing Aquaman. You have, of course, Sam Raimi doing Doctor Strange 2. You have David F. Sandberg, who did a movie called Lights Out, I think it was called. He's doing the Shazam movies, you know?
Did he do the first one?
What about Muschietti doing the Flash?
The Flash, that's another perfect example.
He did the It.
Oh, shit. Movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's why I know we talked about this the other day with a Fantastic Four director coming in. Like, if they can get John Krasinski to be part of this franchise, that's another horror director you could bring in to be part of that fold, you know, of horror directors doing comic book movies. Because I think they're all a good fit, at least so far. Like, I think they all did pretty
especially
well.
Like good horror directors. Like,
right.
You know, like not to shit on Lighthouse Entertainment, Blumhouse Entertainment. But I mean, we all know their movies and we all know how they end. We all know how they start. They're all exactly the fucking same. Every one of them, dude.
Yeah, I've never.
You probably have seen a couple of them. You just don't know it.
Blumhouse. I know Blumhouse. I know Blumhouse. I just
Fantasy Island.
They don't really do it. They don't really do it for me.
And made it into a horror movie.
But yeah. Anyway, Black Phone looks like it's gonna be good. We'll see. We'll see how it comes out. It's, as he says, it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's only with a 17% or 17 votes. But again, this Doctor Strange thing, it's not bad. I mean, I'm not saying the movie's doing bad at all. Like it's got 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, that's a C+.
You know, and the reviews that we just read didn't seem terrible. It really just seemed like someone just trying to throw shade at Marvel just to get clicks. I don't know.
Or just Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi hasn't been a favorite among critics either. Like, in general, a lot of critics like to shit on Sam Raimi, and honestly, I think it just fuels him more.
Well, I think what's going to make or break this movie for me is if things that happen in this movie make sense and they're not just happening just because of fan service. No Way Home was dangerously close to that, if not over that. And but this movie has a lot of potential, not only to lead us into the next cinematic phase of the MCU, because right now the MCU it seems really discombobulated. But do it in a good storytelling way. And Sam Raimi can do that, but other times he's also known to rush through things. And that's like, I'm looking at Spider-Man 3, and the stuff that he was rushing through were the things that he did not want to bring to the table. It was things that he was told he had to bring to the table, specifically Venom. You know, he's like, I don't know anything about Venom. I don't need Venom in this movie, but they're like, no, we want you. Venom's in your movie. He's like, okay. And then they did it and Venom sucked. You know, I'm hoping we don't get that with Doctor Strange.
I would love to rewatch the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans with you guys. There's like so many little parts in there that are oddly either really fucking beautiful or genuinely a little fucking scary. All right, let me bring up just two of these scenes real quick that are on those spectrums. All right, So there's when Sandman actually turns into Sandman. There's no dialogue whatsoever. It's just him.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally dialogueless fucking storytelling where he's just trying to pick up his daughter's locket. It's one of my favorite scenes.
I love that scene. I absolutely like. I love almost every scene he's in that.
There's
movie.
that scene, right? Mm-hmm. And then the horror one that I was talking about, the one that's like scary as shit for some reason, and it's when Doc Ock is on the surgery table.
Yep, I knew that.
And it just goes full fucking Evil Dead, dude. And it, like straight up, even with fucking chainsaw, he said, and he's like just trying to fucking kill this thing. That scene was amazing. I would see a Doc Ock horror movie if it was directed by Sam Raimi. Like, 100%.
I hate how much hate those movies get now. Like Spider-Man 3 is not great. I don't really like Spider-Man 3. That one, whatever. But like the first two, those are really good movies.
I don't think they get much hate, do they?
I mean, specifically ever since No Way Home came out, because there's like a lot of people who haven't watched those that are like only invested in the MCU, which is fine. But like they're watching No Way Home and they're just like, who's this old man? Who's Spider-Man? It's like don't talk to you.
Aaron White, Spider-Man 3 celebrating 15 years today. I will continue to sing the praise for the film. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yesterday,
so, sorry. No, I was just gonna say, like, after Spider-Man No Way Home, it gave me an inspiration to do a Spider-Man review series where I reviewed all the Spider-Man movies. Except for Far From Home. Actually, that's still on my phone unedited. But I'll tell you what, when I went back and watched the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie after watching No Way Home, you could see my reaction in my review, which came out like about a month and a half ago. Dude, I loved it. Now, I've never been a huge Sam Raimi Spider-Man fan. Oh, I never have. I thought it was okay, but I just thought I didn't like the look of Spider-Man. But I tell you what, knowing the future of that Spider-Man, how he's going to end up in the MCU, and like how that he's going to be in the first, Spider-Verse live action sort of thing. Every moment of that first movie, I'm just like, God, this is so cool.
I do.
That is hokey as shit, and that's because it's your own world, man.
Dude, how fucking cool was Green Goblin? Like. I'm not gonna lie, I love Willem Dafoe's acting. He is an amazing actor. I've loved him ever since I saw him in fucking Platoon when I was like 13 years old. And seeing him, there's nothing I love more than seeing an amazing actor play a villain and just have fun with it. And he fucking does in there, man.
You're absolutely right.
It's amazing.
But the costume is what ruined it for me. Ruined. I think it's what ruined the original trilogy for me. Was I just did not like any of the costumes except for the black Spidey suit. I love the black Spidey suit costume, and I really enjoyed Franco. What's his name? James Franco's. Let me put it this way.
Hobgoblin.
Yes, the Hobgoblin. Like when he was Goblin was the only time I liked James Franco in any of those fucking movies. Go back and watch my review series. I every time James Franco shows up, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Dude, he's
shut up with your stupid dialogue. What the hell are you
all
talking
I have left is Spider-Man.
Right.
Like, you saved your life, dude. Don't be a dick.
I'll say this, and I'll say this, and hopefully there's nobody that disagrees. And if there is, then shame on you. Spider-Man 2 always has been, and always will be a masterpiece.
It's okay.
Yeah, man. I agree 100%.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's the best. It's the best live action Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you can see my review on it right now. It's like
no, I know. Shame on your review. I've never wanted to dislike a Film Trigger video so bad.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you dislike it now. YouTube took that away.
No, actually, they didn't. I can still see all the dislikes.
Oh,
you guys can.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically I could too. I think I have access to the account, but
oh, that's good. I'm glad you can go there and delete the channel. Appreciate
that. Comment, thumbs down.
There you go. Aaron White says Spider-Man 3 is the best, I guess. So shame on him.
You get a pass. You get a pass because you're.
Why
Aaron
is he
White.
get a pass, but not your dad? What the hell is your deal?
Because it's just a bad opinion. Like I know all film is subjective, but there's exceptions. This is objective. Spider-Man 2 is objectively the best live action Spider-Man movie, and Into the Spider-Verse is objectively the best Spider-Man movie in general.
Well, okay. Well, I will put it this way. I told you I was going to make a new intro. I think you saying you hate that video, that Film Trigger video, I think is going to make it into the intro. So, all right. Let's move forward here, guys. Doctor Strange coming out. Let's just not leave off, but like before we move on, Seth, excitement for this movie, 1 to 10. Where do you land?
I'm gonna give it a 9 right now.
God. Okay.
What?
I wasn't expecting 9, but that's like almost the most excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 10. The reviews have made it go down a little bit, but
all right.
Yeah,
Monte?
I'm still super excited. I'm excited to see it tomorrow.
Monte?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 being the most, I would say 4.
Oh yeah,
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Why so low?
Oh, that's technically high if 5's the most.
But how's it out of 10 then?
That's for me to know and for you to never know.
All right then.
All right. No, he's speaking
No,
in
I'm saying
Seth-isms.
I
You're
would
welcome
say
for
an
the
8.
past, Aaron.
I would say an 8.
Monty was speaking in Seth-isms. Like didn't we say that last time when Seth wasn't here? We created a Seth character. Seth, you probably never even saw that live stream. We kept talking like we were Seth. You got to go back.
I have
and
a
watch
source.
That one. Yeah.
He's very mysterious.
Yes.
I think
I am
your
neither
source is
here
the literal
nor
Doctor
there.
Strange,
I
and
am
he's just,
everywhere.
doing his little shit to like steal people's scripts before they're actually out there. My source just reaches into fucking Spielberg's little drawer and everything.
Well, yeah, he
like,
does the Doctor Strange shit. Yeah.
the unedited original R-rated ET.
The extraterrestrial. Fuck your home.
Fuck.
All right. All
Ouch.
right. The last thing that we're going to bring up here, and this was not on the original slate to talk about, but it was something that came up overnight. And I have a video of it here. Just hold on. Give me a second. I'm just going to bring it up with no context. Dave Chappelle on stage.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history.
Boom.
Oh
Gets
yeah.
attacked on stage.
They fucked that dude up, by the way.
Oh, I know. I saw his broken arm.
Mhm.
He had a.
They
got a
broke.
broken
He
arm.
left
They-
the stretcher.
Yeah, they fucked him up.
Which honestly, yeah, they should have. What a dick.
Why did that guy attack Dave Chappelle? Do we know?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Monty,
do.
please take the lead on this.
So Dave Chappelle's mentioned a couple times that he's been wanting more security ever since his shows on Netflix came out, and people decided that you can't joke about certain abbreviations of people anymore. And Dave Chappelle, being Dave Chappelle, said, "Fuck you! I'm going to joke about whatever I want." Which, yeah, he should. And some people don't like that, and they tend to be the people who say that they're very tolerant.
I want to throw this out there, and people might think I'm taking it a little too far, which I am. Maybe if I am, you can correct me. But I'm just gonna look at the camera and say, "Thanks, Will Smith. You did this."
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is this? Actually, I did say that. I made a post earlier today, and I said that same exact thing. I said, "Well, I guess the war against comedians has officially begun." Thanks, Will Smith. Because and it might be a low-hanging fruit thing to attack, or to grab onto, but like I 100% agree that if Will Smith wouldn't have done to Chris Rock what he did, this wouldn't have happened to Dave Chappelle. That's exactly how I feel, and I think this is just the beginning. I think this is going to get worse, and I think it's
especially like the edgier and honestly the funnier the comedian is, the more likely this is going to happen.
I think the only person it's not going to happen to, or at least not a physical altercation, like hand-to-hand combat, it might go worse.
That little puppet dog guy?
No, I was gonna say Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I mean, he could actually fucking fight back. And he's
Right.
Like,
So that's what I mean.
like,
Like,
lets
maybe
you
not a
run
physical-
at him so that you can hit the fucking brick wall that is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, the 5'1" brick wall. But
He's
I
like a concrete
he's shorter than
barrier.
me. Yeah, he is. He's like June, my pig in the backyard. You know, she's like 1 foot tall, but goddamn, she's. I could move this house before I move her.
Yeah.
But this was something that I thought. This is the beginning of the war on comedians, and I think that is such a sad statement. And it has to be, like, when you are literally attacking the people who are doing their best to make you laugh. So when it comes to this specifically, Seth, what are your thoughts on comedians and what they joke about? You know, like, obviously it was Dave Chappelle's jokes on like transgender people that's what got him in hot water. You know, and I can't say what the joke was off the top of my head. I'm not exactly sure. If one of you guys want to look up what that joke was, you're more than welcome.
Not a good idea, but yeah.
But I don't know what it was, because I tend to stay away from this type of drama. But like, do you think there is maybe a point where comedians need to tone it down a bit, or do you think that's not what comedians are for? Comedians should just do whatever they want, and if they're offensive, then they just don't get famous.
I mean, there's a line between being offensive and just being a jerk. Like you can say jokes about what you want, but like, I guess you could do this, but you shouldn't just go on stage and just be like, "Oh, I hate women." Like, that's not a joke. That's not an offensive joke. That's just saying that for no reason. And that could go for any category. Oh, I hate transgender people. Oh, I hate gay people. Like, that's not an offensive joke. And I'm not saying that's what he said, but I'm just saying, like, that's not an offensive joke. That's just saying things for the sake of saying things.
Yeah, it's for shock value. Yeah.
I don't really watch stand-up comedians that much. So I've not seen Dave Chappelle, but I have heard of the drama going on with it, that he does say some stuff. But I'll say this. Nobody deserves to be attacked for a joke, like physically attacked on stage over a joke.
Correct.
And we even said it on the show, or I think maybe you said it on the show back when it happened. Like, attacking comedians on stage, Will Smith just made it okay.
Yep.
I think those were your exact words.
I did
Will
say
Smith
that.
just made this okay. And it's going to happen again. And it did. And it'll probably happen again at some point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a start. And I think it's going to be a start for a plethora of reasons. Not just for people trying to stand up for something that they feel is right, but also now the clout. Oh yeah, man, that was me, man. I ran up there and I did that. You know, like, now it's going to be a challenge. You know, now it's going to be, you know, comedians are going to have to like put up that chicken wire, you know, a barrier between them and the audience. It's disappointing. And Seth, you make a very, very mature point, because there is a difference between having a creative joke that plays at the expense of, you know, a certain type of people, but that's what jokes are. All jokes are versions of that. You're making fun of one thing or another. But when you're straight up just getting on stage and insulting people, that's completely different. I don't know what the joke was. I don't know what the context of this attack was, but I will say one that I do know is Michael Richards. Does that name sound familiar to anybody? He played Kramer on Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly what you're getting. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, but that name and that scenario did not connect in my head. So I
just always called him Kramer.
Yeah, Michael Richards did a whole bit where he was talking about black people and he kept saying the N-word. Now, in Michael Richards' mind, he thought he was being funny. And then one guy, back in the early stages of cell phone cameras, like we're like flip phone camera, like 1 megapixel, very bad quality, but you can still hear it. One guy's like, "Dude, that's really offensive. Can you stop?" And it was a black guy who said it, and Michael Richards would not stop. He was like, "No, this is my chance, and that's a heckler. I don't know what to do." And he just pointed at that guy and called him the N-word. oh, you're just being an N-word. And the guy's like, dude, that's really freaking offensive.
It's like,
And Michael Richards and his mindset is like, well, I can't stop now. I got to stick to the bit. And like the guy's literally walking out of the theater, and Michael Richards is just looking at him, calling him the N-word. All right, get out of here, N-word. Like, haha, ain't I funny? He took that joke too seriously, right, guys? And then Michael Richards was like, probably like one of the most original.
That was the end of his career.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, he was like one of the first actually canceled people, like for that reason. And
that
he
kind of made sense though.
But that's what I mean by Seth. What Seth said, like that, what Michael Richards was doing was not taking a situation and saying something funny about it. He was literally just insulting people and calling that comedy. So Seth, that was a very mature, thought out statement you just said, and I know Dave Chappelle stand up. I know how creative this guy is. And Seth, I do recommend you go watch some of Dave Chappelle's older stand up, and you will laugh because he's one funny dude. I don't think I've ever seen him say anything that was just blatantly looking at the audience and insulting them. There's usually an underlying meaning behind what he's saying that's supposed to make people think. And sometimes Dave Chappelle does that in a certain way that like makes him look bad, makes him look like the bad guy, but makes you think about yourself.
It definitely makes a lot of people who don't like to feel uncomfortable, it makes them feel fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what, especially now, people do not like being made uncomfortable, especially when confronted with inconvenient truths that they maybe don't want to hear, or they like to label as, other top shelf words that get thrown around way too often, bigot, for instance.
Right.
There is no way in hell Dave Chappelle is a bigot. I've been watching Dave Chappelle. Obviously you've been watching him longer, but Chappelle's show, his older stand-ups from the 90s and everything.
Yeah.
He says shit that maybe some people would find offensive, but you know what? He does it.
You know what? Hang out with Monte for an hour.
He does it as a professional comedian. And yeah, fuck, man. Comedy is subjective, and it's not meant to make light of horrible things. It's meant to kind of make fun of the absurdity of the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Guess what? The world's gotten pretty fucking absurd. And for comedians like Dave Chappelle, they're going to use that shit. And it's gotten pretty easy to use stuff like that.
But at the same time, the other edge of this sword really is, does something need to change, though? Does something need to change? I mean, I'll put it this way. I watched Pirates of the Caribbean the other day. I watched all three movies back to back to back. I had it on. I was cleaning and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I forget how old those movies are. I mean, the first movie came out before Seth was born. And I cannot believe how sexualized Keira Knightley, is that who it was? Yeah, Keira Knightley was in all three of those movies. Not one, but multiple times. All three movies, they joke about her getting naked or being naked, taking your clothes off. Oh, you're gonna want to know what it tastes like. I do want to know what it tastes like. That they're being suggestive. It was insane. I watched it. I'm like, I haven't seen a movie like that in so long. And I'm just like, but I think of Pirates of the Caribbean, like it holds up so well. It's a timeless movie. Like you could tell me that movie came out last year and it would still hold up. But I was like, the only thing that's time stamped it now is it is so overly sexualizing women. And like, it's bad. Like the women with their pushed up bras and all that stuff. And I don't care, but whatever. It's a pirate movie. Who gives a fuck? But my point is like where we were just 18 years ago. Like it's so different to where we are now. And I've talked about this before about a pendulum swing. And I feel like we're in the swing of this pendulum, like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we were over here, we're like, or maybe 60s up here, then 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now we're over here.
Dude, I agree completely. It's that same pendulum mentality. And I think I mentioned it once before with you. It's like, back in movies again, like up here, 60s, 70s, 80s, all that stuff. No, don't show any ankles. Maybe a little ankles. Fuck it. A cloth bikini. Full frontal. And then now you're up here, and
the next thing you know, the movie Deep
now the
Throat
other
comes
side
out.
of the people are fucking pissed off now, and it's gonna come back. It always does. It comes to a head, and then it comes back.
Well, hopefully, and that's what I'm hoping, is that pendulum swing eventually meets in the middle, to where we all are happy. Comedians can still talk about risque subjects without insulting people, and people can actually listen to a joke about themselves and not consider it a complete and utter attack on their mentality.
And that's kind of the thing though now, is that a lot of people today just don't know how to take a fucking joke. They like to say that jokes now are assault, and it's like, no, it's not.
No, it's definitely not, man. And it is what it is, and it sucks that Dave Chappelle got attacked, but I'm telling you right now, this is just the beginning. That's it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Can I throw something out there that involves this scenario that I did see? And I hope I'm not getting clickbaited here, but I saw a video on this earlier, like a video of it. Chris Rock was there at this thing. Did you see what he said? He went on stage to see if Dave Chappelle was okay, and when he was, he helped him up, looked at the audience, said, "Was that Will Smith?"
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a great comedian, dude.
Jamie Foxx was there too.
Was he? I didn't
He's
hear
one of the
about
people.
that.
He's one of the first people that ran after the guy on off stage.
Oh.
I love Jamie Foxx, man.
Yeah,
Somebody, I forgot what podcast it was, where somebody tried to get him to get pissed off at Robert Downey Jr. for blackface back in Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, well, you're missing the point. His whole character was meant to be like a parody of actors that do shit like that. Like, if you're getting offended over it, then you're completely missing the joke.
Right. Yeah. That's what I've always said. You cannot touch Tropic Thunder in this cancel culture for one reason and one reason only, because Robert Downey Jr. wasn't playing a black guy in the movie.
he was
He was playing an Australian. You know what? You want to cancel Tropic Thunder? Do it correctly. You're right. Robert Downey Jr. is not Australian. You're absolutely correct. This needs to be rectified. Somebody get Jamie Foxx on this. let's take care of this. I'm going to end this right here with Aaron White says Dave Chappelle and Half Baked was hilarious. You're right, Aaron White. Dave Chappelle is awesome. He is funny, and he lives right down the road from us, Monty. Not too far,
I heard that. That's amazing.
Not too far from us at all, which is very humble because it's boring out here.
Yeah.
Hear that, Ramon? It's boring here in Ohio. Every time Ramon, I talk to him, he's like, dude, I really want to come to the States. It's so boring over here. He'll show me, he'll take his camera, show his streets. Look, there's nobody out there. Nobody. It's 8:00. 8:00 and everybody's in sleep.
You can come with me to Chicago during the summertime. It's anything but boring.
There you go. Chicago. Yeah. I want to.
First time I got shot at was in Chicago during the summer. Not even in the Marine Corps. Ain't that a bitch?
Man, it was in the Marine Corps and you got shot at in your own turf.
Yeah, at home. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. All right. Ain't that a bitch? All right. We're going to end on that note, everybody. Seth Draven, the man, the myth, the legend. So we have a drive-by on Friday night, but we can't do a spoiler talk about Doctor Strange that early. Can we?
If you label the spoiler talk, you can do it whenever you want.
Well, you can label it spoiler talk and then just talk about the first movie.
It's Doctor Strange spoiler talk. Don't
Doctor Strange spoilers, and it's about the first movie. Bro, did you find out he's like a fucking magician?
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But tentatively speaking, we'll see. If we do a spoiler talk, then I might do the show a little later in the evening. But Seth, you and I will chat about that a little later. Okay. All right, Monte, I appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, dude, if you guys like Monte, you think he's funny, please go down to the description below and click on the link to his YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel, Monte?
I don't have one yet, but I will.
That's a really good name. I don't have one, but I will on YouTube. Check it out right now.
It's gonna be coming soon. I gotta figure out a little bit more what exactly my angle's gonna be because I have a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, I like that name. You should really just use that name. I don't have one yet, but I will soon. Yeah, where I want to or whatever.
Insert funny and ironic name here.
All right, peace out, peeps. All right, Aaron White. See you later, buddy. Did he just call me fat? Because of peeps, those little marshmallow things.
I was gonna say, did he call me a marshmallow?
Well, I almost called you out earlier, Monte, for calling me old. You're like, I know Dave Chappelle, probably not as well as you do, Steve, because I'm a little bit.
Well, I mean, just because, you probably have more experience actually getting to see him and more.
No, not really. I was introduced to him through the Dave Chappelle show. All right, guys, we will see you Friday at some point in time. Friday, it might be later if we do Doctor Strange spoilers, but either way, you can check us out here on my YouTube channel, Film Trigger, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for drive-by news. And we got some more content coming soon. So please stick around. Make sure you subscribe. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends.